Good day, one and all. Kathy here with the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. And today I want to revisit a technique that I showed about 8 to 10 months ago. I had someone recently discover that video and want to know what all you could do with that. So I'm going to be using aluminum foil, alcohol inks, and acetate today. And I'll be making a Christmas card, but you can use any die cut that you have as long as you have an outline shape. You can have it cut a circle and then have a die cut that fits in the middle. And that's what I used with this tree. All right. So for this card, it's going to be my usual white, 10 by 7, scored at the 5-inch line, folded and creased with my bone folder. Then I have a piece of pink. I'm making a pink and white Christmas card today. This measures 4 3/8 by 6 3/8. And then I have a piece of white cardstock that I have already cut that center shape out of. This measures 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. Then you just need a piece of acetate to fit kind of behind whatever shape you cut out. It just needs to fit over the opening. It's kind of like a shaker card, but it's not a shaker card. And then you just need a piece of aluminum foil that will fit over it. Now, this is Spellbinders. This is their layered poinsettia tree. And I have never used this die until today. I don't know why. I just thought I would use it today. So, first thing to do, take your aluminum foil and make it into a little ball. Just get that all wrinkled up. Now, this technique was used in the 70s by a lot of painters. My mom used it. She would do painting on glass, and then you wrinkle up your aluminum foil and put behind. And I'm just going to flatten it out now. And that's pretty much all we're going to do with that for now. All right, so take your piece of acetate. And of course it's clear, so it goes off. And this is where your alcohol markers come in. I'm just going to put down, let's see, I have a piece of scrap paper that I used the other day. Here it is. And I am just going to color all over this, and it doesn't matter. You can do this multicolored. It doesn't matter if your coloring is perfect. Just kind of color the dickens out of it, wherever your shape will be. You can do multicolors, but just want to make sure. And that looks pretty good. I'm just going to go over it a couple of times to give it a little texture. The aluminum foil will give it even more texture. But just like that, that's all you need to do. Now, you want to remember what side you colored on versus the side you didn't color on, because that's the side you're now going to adhere to the outer aspect of here once I'm done. So you want to make sure you adhere the correct side. Now, I'm just going to get my stamping platform because I want to stamp a sentiment on here before I do everything else. And for the sentiment, I have chosen, this is a combination of GinaK Simon Says stamp. This is their Shimmering Season. And I want to do Happy Holidays. I think I already pulled those out. Yeah. I could have done Christmas. It just wouldn't fit quite the way I wanted. And I'll put holidays there, and then I'll put in the happy when I'm done. And I'm just going to use my VersaFine Clair Nocturne for this. I had thought about stamping this in pink, and I said, nah, we'll go with black. And I'll do one more. That looks good. Clean that off. I will put the links to my other 2 videos with this technique down below. And then I did a little short showing you some other cards I had made. And I think I'm gonna, figuring out where to put this. I think I'm gonna put it kind of like at the base of the tree. And this is a little tiny stamp, so hard to maneuver. So let me just get some tweezers there. And stamps are sticky, so they, all right, and that's gonna go right there. And again in the black. That looks good. I squished a little too hard, which spread out the letters, but it spread them out uniformly so that it doesn't look bad. And it kind of looks like the trunk of a tree by putting it in that spot. All right. Now I can show you what to do. Take the acetate with the inked side facing you, but facing the opposite side of your card. I'm just going to use a little bit of Scotch tape here just to hold that down. Oh, and I see up here, I didn't get as much ink as I wanted. You just need a little bit to hold this down because we're going to pop this card up, so this will be covered. Now you take your aluminum foil and just make sure it covers your tree shape or whatever shape you used. And tape it down. And then I'm going to take my, anything, you can use anything heavy. I'm just going to use my stamping assist tool. Extend that out. If you find a spot where you need to extend it out, just flatten it out a little bit. Okay, now I'm just going to kind of flatten this aluminum foil. And I'm just going to turn it over. And you can see how I did it. So it kind of looks like there's tinsel on the tree with the stripes that I did. And you could have colored it in swirls, or you could have just put alcohol ink down there and let it flow naturally. But I like how this makes it look like you have a garland on your tree. All right, now to put this on here, I'm going to use foam tape. And that's simply because the aluminum foil adds some height to the back of your card. So you really can't glue this one down flat. But this foam will make it elevated and let all of your elements underneath here adhere to your card base better. And that should be good. I see I got a little piece up here that goes above my card. So just trim that off. Yeah. Now I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue to the back of this just to give me a little wiggle room when I place this down. Because this foam tape will adhere quickly. All right, so I'm just going to stand up and get that as centered as I can. All right, now you could leave this just like that. However, this die came with a center portion of flowers plus some more flowers, and I'm going to put that on this card. But first, I am going to put the backing on, and this one I can glue down. could also pop this up if you wanted, but you've already got the front popped up. So you really don't want a lot of dimension unless this is going to be a card that you hand deliver to someone. Otherwise, you're going to pay a lot more in postage. And I'm just going to use my Creek Bank 5/16 lay it straight tool. Make sure that's lined up. Plop that right in the corner. And you've got a straight card. Now, this has a little star on it, and I cut two pieces out, one in white. I was going to ink blend these at first, but then I thought it's going to have a lot of color already. So then I die cut that out in gold mirror. You just need a very little tiny scrap. But instead of wasting the top, I'm going to use it as a second layer to add a little bit more dimension. And I'm going to put that right on the top of my tree. Now, okay, now these I'm just going to adhere down with my glue. I wish I could show you some of the other cards I have made with this technique, but I don't have those ones anymore. But I will link those videos so you can see how easily this can be done with any shape. Anything that gives you a good layered space. This would be really cute if you had like a Christmas tree cutout, just a tree cutout, and did them maybe 5 trees across and then did them in multicolors. Oops. Yeah. Sorry, I want to put that in. Now I'm just going to put my glass acrylic block on here for just a minute to hold those down. Because you're adhering to acetate, it can be a little slippery and slide. All right, now there are some additional flowers here. And I'm just going to use some little, if I can find them, my miniscule Zots. Let's see. I know you're not the miniscules. Miniscules are very tiny. Oh no, these are my larger ones. Well, oh, maybe that's them. Yeah, those are the ones. I'm just going to put, it's a clear glue dot, and I'm just going to put behind and just kind of layer up a couple of these flowers to give them a little bit more life. I'm going to put 2 on that one. And one over here. As I said, you didn't have to put the center part of this tree in there, but I thought, for one, it would tone down the pink a little bit because that was like neon pink. But just adding a center. Now, a little bit of bling to the centers, and I'm going to use these GinaK micro disco ball. I don't want a lot of them out here. Let's just grab a couple. Well, grabbed a lot. And I'm going to put one there. Guess I'm putting on 10. Oh. And that just adds a little bit more sparkle than the aluminum foil already makes it sparkle. Oh, now there's one more I can put one on. The little holly berries. Okay, that's my card for today. And it's really hard to get that pink to show on camera, but I think you can see how it's sparkling. And if you could see this in real life, that is just so glistening and shiny and glossy. And that's how you use alcohol ink with aluminum foil and acetate to make a card. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. If you do this technique, I would love to see what you come up with. Thanks for watching.